our audience in Milton Oxygen in a new episode that will shed the light on an important topic that attract the attention of many in Halton region especially, which is to raise or not to raise the pride flag over the Catholic schools. As I mentioned, the Halton Catholic District School Board arose the matter. I am Ramy Botros, the producer and presenter of a weekly Arabic show on Omni TV and the admin of Milton Oxygen. And before introducing my special guest tonight, I would like to highlight some important points. First of all, excuse my English as it is my second language. So I thank you in advance of tolerating me any improper pronunciations or grammar mistakes, and it is clearly with my heavy accent. One of the greatest gifts that Canada is giving us is that we can live together in peace. We have different backgrounds, beliefs, religions, and tradition. That is our real Canadian beauty. Accordingly, there will be zero tolerance for any comment that have or lead to any coarse language or hate speech. Peaceful questions and comments are welcomed though. The main goal of this episode is to let different opinions to have better understanding to each other. Diversity is our strength. That does not imply by any means to force anyone to adopt others' opinion, but to let us express more and more about our ideas and about ourselves. Now, let me introduce our special guest tonight. Our special guest tonight, Councillor Rick Di Lorenzo, the Councillor of Town of Milton for Ward 3. Welcome, Rick, to Milton Oxygen.
Welcome. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you very much. Actually, we welcoming Teresa Pierre. Dr. Teresa Pierre is the president of Parents as First Educators. Welcome, Teresa, in Milton Oxygen.
Thank you very much for having me.
As I mentioned before, today we will discuss the matter to raise or not to raise the flag. It's a very hot topic in a very beautiful weather today. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's great. Let me get my first question to Teresa. Teresa, you are a very active member especially for the family matters, and you always being a very strong advocate for family rights. My first question to you, don't you see that the LGBTQ2+ need to feel safe and included, avoid any kind of bullying or rejection in the Catholic schools? Why you do not support the flag or the pride flag then?
Yes, of course, we don't want anyone to be bullied. We don't want anyone to be treated disrespectfully. And if the flag was only about inclusion, there would be no issue. But unfortunately, there are ways in which it conflicts with the Catholic teachings on sexuality and marriage, and that's where we encounter a problem.
Okay, so let me just declare more. There are some cases happened in the Catholic schools. These cases actually because of rejections of those LGBTQ community, and this flag, the people who are supporting the flag think that putting this flag, it is a sign of acceptance to them from all of the school. Don't you agree with that?
I think that bullying is very complicated. It has lots of causes, and that the things that we need to really work on to stop bullying, I think, are to look more intently at the bullying policies and how to change behaviors that way. I think that the flag by itself, people have said it's symbolic. It's not, necessarily going to have an effect like that.
Let me ask you, Rick, about you are a Catholic believer, and actually, I know that your sons go to Catholic school, right?
My oldest son is planning on going to Bishop Redding Catholic High School in September. Currently, he's in the Hawthorne Village Public School today. And for grade 9, he's going to Bishop Redding. And I'm a Catholic member of my community and a member of the Knights of Columbus.
Amazing. Let me tell you about the flag. You are a Catholic, and I would like to ask you if the LGBTQ concept is against the classical and the Bible teaching.
Sure. So, again, some of the Catholic values and Catholic social teaching is spreading love and respect, not only in our schools, but in every aspect of our lives. And when we're not representing those values at the school board, students don't feel that the board is reflective of those Catholic values, and that the decision to not raise the flag is going against the dignity of the 2S LGBTQ plus students by denying them that visibility and support. That is something that they very much need. So I don't think that the flag is at all opposed to Catholic teachings in regards to spreading Christ's mission of love and the core values and goals of the Catholic Church.
But my question is about the concept, is not about the flag right now. My question is if the LGBTQ is against the Bible teaching, or it goes with the Bible teaching.
So I'm not a priest, but again, I've listened to a lot of the recent church discussions, and I've attended virtually listening to multiple of the Catholic school boards. So I listened into the Toronto Catholic School Board, which is the largest Catholic school board in Ontario, and there are many members of that Catholic school board which have much more, I think, teachings on church doctrine. And there is also the school board in Waterloo and Thunder Bay, and there's also all the student councils of every single school in Milton, and as well as Catholic members in my own community who again feel that raising the flag and showing support for members of our community is not against the church, is not against church doctrine. So I'm not going to go into what is a sin or not a sin. I'm going by what I've heard from Catholics saying that the flag itself is showing inclusiveness and support for all students, and is not something that is against church doctrine.
I will return to this point because I have some comments of the official comments from the church that say that it does not go with the Catholic beliefs. However, let me go for Teresa for another question. Teresa, Jesus' message is about love. God is love. Also, Pope Francis said to accept LGBTQ as they are, and he repeated recently in one of his speeches. Don't you think that this raising the pride flag is a sign of acceptance and love that is included in the Bible, which Catholic schools believe in?
I definitely do think that the essence of the Christian message is love for everyone, and inclusion, and that you must be welcoming to all people. However, that doesn't mean that you don't have beliefs that about how people are to behave there. If we didn't have any, we would be in a pretty bad situation. So I think that the answer is I don't think that inclusion is necessarily leads to the need for the flag. I think the cardinal statement in Toronto was that the statement of inclusion for Catholic schools should be the cross. And that is the essence of our faith. It's the essence of the one who was welcoming to all.
Yes, but we believe, the Catholic people believe that the cross is for all. So why, by a mean or other, it is not included? If the cross is a sign of love for all, so we should accept there are some of the Catholic people are LGBTQ community, and it is love, which is the main message of Jesus and the Bible, to accept them. You said just the cross is a sign of love. So we have cases of LGBTQ. This should be accepted and absorbed by the Catholic community. I repeat it again. Do you think that there is a contradictions about not raising the flag and the message of love?
No, I don't think there's a contradiction. I think that the church recently declared that it could not bless same-sex marriage, and you won't have a more accepting pontiff than Pope Francis. But I think the distinction is that you welcome people, that you accompany them in their lives, but it doesn't mean that in their lives you approve of everything that they do. And the same thing with the flag. We include, we love them, but we don't necessarily approve of everything that they do.
That's great. Let me go to Rick.
Sure. Ramy, can I add a few comments to your question as well?
Please, if you want.
So, I used to think there would not be a more accepting, inclusive pontiff as Pope John Paul II, and then Pope Francis surprised me for some of his speakings and talkings. Again, I don't represent the church. I don't represent the 2S LGBTQ community, and I'm not here in official capacity as a town. I'm here as a Catholic parent of kids going through the school system. And I can only speak my opinions, and I'm not representing or speaking on behalf of others. But I've seen the church evolve. I used to go to Sunday school as a child. I remember growing up, being told by the church that suicide is a mortal sin, which will lead you to not going to heaven, and that was what I was told by the church. And then in the 1990s. There was a shift again, and Pope John Paul II and Pope Francis has spoken multiple times now and kind of said no. Suicide is a condition of mental health, and it doesn't mean that your soul is damned because you did that. So there has been an evolution of reevaluating church scripture. It's not changing church scripture. It's just that understanding and evaluating what's in the Bible and evaluating what's in brotherly love. And we learn more about biology and about science, so we understand a little bit better about the human condition. So again, 20, 30 years ago, we wouldn't even be having this debate. It wouldn't even be a topic. But I see where things are going. And again, it's just, I think I was just yesterday, the largest Catholic school board in Toronto in Ontario has come back with a decision that they will raise the pride flag at every single, Catholic high school in Toronto. Also, one thing I want to mention is Halton Catholic District School Board is actually one of the most inclusive and progressive Catholic boards in Ontario. Most Catholic boards, they don't allow this question to come to the board. It changes from year to year. And as every year goes by, we're seeing it come up more and more, and boards are starting to change their position. But but I don't want this discussion to make people feel that Halton Catholic District School Board is not inclusive and doesn't provide a safe space. In the motion that they did pass, they did pass a motion to raise awareness of Pride Month and additional training for school leadership, and provision for the Pride flag to be on posters and other things within the school. It's just that they didn't go to allowing the Pride flag, and I regret that. But I think this will evolve with time, as we're seeing in other Catholic school boards that historically would not allow it. And as time goes by, more and more Catholic boards are having this discussion and evolving their philosophy more in accordance with brotherly love and I believe Christ's teachings.
Let me analyze your comment. It is upon two things: that the Pope Francis of the Catholic Church need to update the current situation, and this means either to understand what the Bible say about verses, or to just change these verses, or to cancel it. It is. Let me give you the comment of His Excellency Cardinal Thomas Collins, Archbishop of Toronto, that he has released a statement with a guidance against flying the flag. One of his paragraphs says, voting to raise a secular symbol over a Catholic school violates the choice of parents who send their children to school, whether they can expect things will be done in the Catholic way, which means there are having, without no offense of anybody, LGBTQ concept in the Catholic or in the Bible is not accepted, but they are accepted as persons. We, all of us, as sinners. I am the chief of them, but which is mean that the cardinals and the Pope Francis does not accept the concept of the flag. However, the people or the students themselves are accepted, which lead us to a question to Teresa. Teresa, do you think this comment of His Excellency Cardinal Thomas Collins means that the flag have a contradiction with the Catholic beliefs?
Yes, I think that is what the Cardinal was conveying to the Toronto board, and the fact that the trustees did not listen to the Cardinal is a concern. There was a legal opinion brought forward at the beginning of that meeting that says that trustees are responsible to ensure the Catholic faith. They're responsible to their ratepayers, and the fact that that didn't happen is of serious legal concern.
So, do you have in your mind, I know you might not be prepared, that any scriptures in the Bible that mention that the LGBTQ is a kind of not accepted in Catholic boards or Catholic schools, Catholic beliefs? I'm sorry.
I think there are a few things in the New Testament, but the main teachings are from the Old Testament, I believe.
Yeah, I can also get this question to Rick as well. What's your comment about the Cardinal Collins?
Sorry, I don't know the Cardinal, and this is the first time I've heard that quote. Again, I've heard discussions that Pope Francis has made and the other Catholic members that have made, and I feel that raising the flag does not. Raising the flag and spreading love and respect to all members of our community is actually part of my Catholic values as a Catholic. So again, I can't speak on behalf of this Cardinal. I don't know him, but I feel very strongly that the Pride flag would be part of me exemplifying the values as a Catholic of spreading love and respect to all.
Let me also give you a verse from the Bible about that, which is Colossians 1, chapter 6. I do think verse 26, which I will not read the verse, but which forbid the concept of LGBTQ, and that's, I'm not with or against the LGBT, but I'm saying that if it is a Catholic board, so the people follow the rules of the Catholic, which is the Bible, and the Bible say no, whether we are with or against this concept. And the people have a clear choice to go to these rules, a Catholic board. They have other choices. If they don't like the Catholic rules or the Bible teaching, they can go to the public. Why the persistence to raise it over the Catholic schools?
Sorry, was there a question there?
Yeah. Do you hear me well, Rick?
Yeah. So I can't quote verses from the Bible. If you're looking for someone who's going to do that, I'm not the representative.
No, I'm just telling you that the Bible forbid this. Their concept. I give you the verse to read it, but it is not about the verse. It's about the Bible say it is not allowed. So the Catholic boards are following the Bible. So
you're saying the Bible says it's not allowed to raise the pride flag?
No.
Like I don't read that in my Bible.
No, not the flag. It is not allowed to have a same-sex marriage. And I give you the Colossians 1, chapter 6, verse 26. This is.
But we're not talking about same-sex marriage. We're not talking about same-sex marriage. We're talking about the pride flag.
The pride flag, including many kinds of genders and transgenders and such stuff, and also the same-sex marriage included in the flag. Am I right?
And all those people were born that way, and they're humans, and we should value and respect them. So again, the flag is not about the church endorsing same-sex marriage. It's not about these things you're saying it is. It's spreading love and respect for humans of who they are, of how they're born. So when I read the Bible, I don't see anything against that. So for my personal opinion is that loving and accepting all of God's creatures, and allowing the flag to be raised at schools to provide a safe space for our kids is very much in line with my Catholic values.
Teresa, what is your opinion of what Rick just said about that the flag is about not the same-sex marriage or transgenders or something like that? It's about respect only. What do you think about that?
No, I don't. I think that any impartial observer would say that it's about the history of the movement as well, so that it would definitely include the gaining of same-sex marriage.
So, do you think that the flag is about the history only, or about their concept?
No, I think it is about inclusion as well. And as I said, if that was all that it was about, it wouldn't be a problem. But it's not only about inclusion.
Okay, let me ask both of you. What do you mean by flag? Flag, when we salute a flag, it is about acceptance or a belief? Rick, please. Do you hear me, Rick?
Sorry, I was on mute. I can send you pictures of what the flag looks like. So for me is having that flag and raising that flag. And the flag is not a lifestyle. The flag is not, representing this lifestyle. The flag is showing inclusion for members of the 2SL LGBTQ plus community and showing them visibility and support within the school system.
This is all. I agree with you that acceptance and respect to all is something we have to do it, and we are because of that we are here in Canada. But let's get out of this the flag subject, and I'm speaking generally now. Generally speaking, the flag is about acceptance or a belief.
And you're asking me. I'm not. So I'm a parent. I'm not as well informed as if you were interviewing a member of. There is a very vibrant and active community in Milton. And if you interviewed some of them, they would have a much better informed and educated answer on the flag. I'm giving you my answer as a parent of two kids and as a Catholic who's gone to church, but I'm not what you would call an expert
No,
on the topic.
no.
I just want to sure
When we salute the Canadian flag, it doesn't need any expert. When you salute the Canadian flag, it is about you accept Canada or you believe in this flag and all under this flag, and we might offer our lives to protect this flag, right? It has no.
Yes.
You don't need to be expert. It is acceptance or a belief.
Yes, so I believe raising this flag, helps with spreading the gospel and values of equity, dignity, and respect for all.
Let's go to Teresa. What do you think about the flag? It is a belief or acceptance? Just acceptance.
Yes, that was another part of the Cardinal's letter, actually, was that this flag brings division to our community, which is not a helpful way to ensure community values. So I do think that it involves acceptance. The Canadian flag, you brought up the Canadian flag, and that's something that doesn't cause division. A simpler policy for the school boards, I think, is just to have the Canadian flag and no other flags, and that ensures that there aren't these feelings of division in the community.
Let me ask you, Teresa, something. Some people think that by not accepting the flags, that the religious people, especially the Catholic, are narrow-minded. Now there is a need, there is a fact that is LGBTQ plus community in Canada. There are students in the schools. Do you think that this is not adapting the new trends?
No, I think that you could look at it the other way, that the church has been around for 2,000 years, and that there may be something to that solid tradition that accounts for that. So everything that's new is not necessarily better. And that would be my take on that.
So, but let me tell you something. There is a 40% in one of the researches done about the LGBTQ. There are 40% of those communities, especially at the young age, they are committing suicide because of the community rejections. Your comment?
Yeah, and I am aware of these statistics and the need to be very sensitive within the community, and I would certainly encourage compassion and treatment for everyone.
Okay, so Rick, let me ask you the next question about raising the flag in the Catholic school. This may encourage some of the students to take some wrong decisions in this young age, where they don't have enough knowledge and maturity to take some decisions, because they saw their school, the religious school is putting the school putting for acceptance. Some might think it is for encouragement. What do you think?
So you're breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's me or you. Are you talking about the school council, the student councils reaching decision?
Let me rephrase this. If we put the flag on the Catholic schools, especially in Harton or anything, this might not be considered that it is encouragement for the students to take some decisions might be wrong based of the encouragement of the schools. This age is not strong enough or mature enough to take such very important and vital decisions for their life, and Canada protect them if they take this decision or not. So do you think that this might lead to some wrong decision at that age? Rick, do you hear me? You unmute, please unmute. I think it is internet glitches. Let us go again. Rick, where are you? Do you hear me? No, I think he dropped with us. Let me until Rick are back again. Can you answer this question, Teresa, about this flag might encourage students at teenage age to take wrong decisions?
I think that the idea that the Catholic schools are confused on their teaching could be very harmful to children. So whether the flag does it itself or not, I'm not sure. But leading this children the impression that the schools support this, that I do think is a big problem.
Rick, welcome back again. Are you there? I see your picture, so I'm not sure you are able to hear me or not. Okay, let me.
It looks like there's a problem with the speed of his internet.
Yep, but he's unmute. Please unmute yourself, Rick. Do you hear me? Yeah, I think something. The internet is working good because the video is more stronger than the audio. It should work well. Anyway, returning back about Rick, do you hear me?
I hear you now, Ramy. I'm sorry, it cut off in and out. I can hear you right now.
No problem. Let me rephrase the question again. Do you think at this age, the teenage might take wrong decisions because they saw that when Catholic board put the flag, it is a kind of encouragement on them, so they might take wrong decisions? And that will lead to it is a vital decisions for sure for their lives.
No, I've heard the same arguments saying, we should not do any sex education, or we should not talk about anything, because if you give people information or knowledge, they're going to make the wrong decision. No, I strongly disagree with that statement that raising the flag is not encouraging a lifestyle or any of that, or again, there are members of our schools that are part of the 2SL LGBTQ community. They're in our schools, and we need to respect and include them, and not deny them visibility and support. And saying that the flag is going to make people make the wrong decisions. I mean, that's just to be an offensive statement.
It is not offensive. It's just a question about that will encourage or not. At this age,
I don't think it will encourage.
You think it is not? It won't encourage. Let me go here for Rick and Teresa. Some of the comments of our audience right now. We have here. Mona says no for raising the pride. Omar says inclusion and acceptance should be set apart from approving of the opposing beliefs. And I just want to comment on Omar. That's what our question. Acceptance is different than putting a belief. Sharif say that comparing suicide, mental health, and homosexuality is really interesting. The Bible clearly addresses homosexuality is a clear verses that does not require interpretation. We are all sinners. We love every person. That's good. Gada say that Cardinal Collins is the highest Catholic authority on Toronto. It would be surprising that the council. You shouldn't know everybody, but it's okay. Good information. Thank you, Gada. Adel say we all should learn to accept and love others. However, we do not need to teach our children to accept, support something that goes against our belief and faith. I will continue the comments, but if you have any feedback on these comments of the audience, Teresa.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm hearing that there are people who do think there's a distinction between loving and supporting members of the community, that can be done separately from having the flag raised. And I just concur. I think that's what we saw in Halton, and that's the feeling of the community there.
Okay, Rick.
People are born the way they are. I mean, this is not encouraging one way or the other. I was born with a speech impediment. So me seeing something talking about, acceptance for those who have difficulty speaking is not going to encourage me to stutter more. I was born that way, and we're humans, and we are born like this. And I mean, this shouldn't even be a debate. This should be just something that is part of our human rights code, and it should not be up for discussion. And I know that I know we're trying to do this, having this debate and discussion in a very healthy manner, and we're very respectful of each other. But I think 40 years in the future, our grandkids are going to look back at this and say, why were they debating this? Why were they even talking about this? This should just be something that an ethical and moral human being would do. Acceptance and love for all. I realize I may not have the proper words or church jargon, but in my heart and in my soul, I believe raising the pride flag and showing that love and acceptance is the right thing we should do as humans and Christians and Catholics. And I apologize for not being the most educated member of this debate. I realize I do not have a lot of the answers you're looking for.
Actually, you put me in an embarrassing situation, because I know that you are a very active member for the Miltonians, and actually you work always for diverse backgrounds. My community always see you on all the occasions. So let me tell you another thing for my choice to you. You are a Catholic, and you are the publisher of Milton Villager, and you are the one who informed all of us about what happens in the Halton Catholic District School Board. So for that reason, I choose you as an informative, and you can express more. You are a publisher, and this is regardless of this situation. I just want to confirm that Rick Di Lorenzo is one of the most active counselors and people in Milton. So let me give this question to Teresa. Teresa, Rick said that we shouldn't debate that, because LGBTQ is some people who are born like that. It is not something we can do anything about it. What is your comment about that?
I think that the jury is undecided on what are the causes of homosexuality. I don't think that we really know, but I'd like to address the other point that that it's inevitable that we will progress on this. It takes the united mind of all the bishops meeting, or the proclamation of the Pope, to change doctrine on this. And the most recent doctrine that we had on this is that the church will not bless same-sex marriage. So I don't think that it is inevitable that we're going to change on this. And in fact, I think that we've seen over 2,000 years the consistent teaching of the church. And I expect that given that we have a symbolic theology of marriage that's revealed to us, I don't expect that we will see that changing.
Okay, let's go back to, thank you, and let's go back to the comments again. Irini say no for rising the pride. Sharif say 1 Corinthians 6, 9 to 10, the exact one. Gawargi say that no for raising the flag. The Bible should be the guide for the Catholic schools. Okay, we repeat that. And Sharif also put one of the verse Bibles, Timothy 1:10, 1 Timothy 1:10. Hani Sobhi says people have the choice to go to public school if the Catholic school don't accept that. Sharif said that the flag represents the values of the LGBTQ. Gawargi says that we are in the respect for those who have opposing beliefs. This is a very good thing, or we have to crane it down our throats. So we respect them as adults. Magdi say we respect them, but we do have to accept to support this. Ashraf Munir, I think Catholic school should not raise the flag. Also, any of you ask one of the LGBTQ community if they're willing to add some sign to straight gender, or they will refuse. I just want to give chances for new people, but here we see majority. It might be for Milton Oxygen audience, but majority says no for raising the flag. But we have to accept this this community. How can we solve this without the flag, Teresa?
How can we solve the flag problem without the flag, or
No.
how can we
guarantee the acceptance, no bullying, no rejection for those students or this community in the Catholic schools without raising the flag? Because your opinion is not to raise the flag. How can we protect those students?
I think if you've ever tried to watch administration of a school solve bullying, it's a really difficult problem. You have to bring in both sides to talk and speak to the parents, and it's a process of opening the people's eyes to the harm that they're causing. And I think we have compassionate staff in the schools that are doing that job every day. God bless them. And we just need to keep supporting them, and as parents, to tell our children that these things are wrong, and to be good teachers in the home.
Okay. Rick, do you think the flag will protect this community in the Catholic school?
The flag will help. It's not the end of this, but the flag is a step in the right direction.
That's great. That's great. Actually, at the end, I would like to thank you both on that, and let me have a conclusion from each of you about your opinion. And it is very beautiful, very good thing, positive thing. I know that you are afraid about the positive thing right now, but I'm saying in that it is very positive to put our opinions and to get closer to each other to have a better understanding. So we will start with you, Rick, about your conclusion about this discussion.
Sure. And I also want to start off by apologizing. I joined this on a very short notice, and I did not really consult with members of the 2S LGBTQ community in Milton before joining in this call. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of, again, is I'm only speaking on behalf of myself as a parent. And this is just me speaking from my heart. And I'm hoping that being part of this discussion is a good thing. But I don't have all the answers, but I believe in my heart that raising the pride flag is showing the Christian and Catholic values of love and acceptance of all. And I feel that our youth and our children very, very much need to see this acceptance and support. And I'm very grateful for actions that the town of Milton and Milton Public Library have recently done. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but pride benches have been being installed at all of our, at several of our public libraries, and pride crosswalks are being installed as well in more than one location in the town of Milton. So I see a lot in our community, Milton and Halton, that makes me feel very, very good inside, especially in the past couple weeks that this debate at Halton Catholic District School Board has helped us as a community realize that we need to change for the better, and that we are taking some steps. So sometimes it's, one step back, two steps forward, type of situation. And Ramy, I want to thank you for inviting me as a participant here. And Teresa, thank you for taking part. And I'm sorry if I wasn't as well informed on some of the questions that you asked, but I like having these debates that are respectful and where we value each other's opinions.
Before going to Teresa's conclusion, I just want to thank you very much, and we are here not a winner or a loser. We just expose our thoughts, and if we make our thoughts sounds for everybody, better understanding will happen. This is what I believe, and this is the goal of this episode. Teresa, thank you very much, and I'd like to hear your conclusion about this discussion.
Yes, I would like to also say that I appreciate the respectful tone in which this was conducted, because I don't think, because there are real problems in society, and there is no solving them if the two sides cannot discuss, and if both sides aren't equally heard. I think that's Thomas Aquinas's wonderful way of arriving at knowledge, is to always consider the for and the against before making a decision. And so I appreciate the two alternative viewpoints expressed so well tonight. So in conclusion, I guess I would just like to come back to the Cardinal's statement and the importance that he placed on parental rights being respected in the schools, that Catholics, they aren't respected unless Catholic teachings are being taught to children, and that raising the flag sends a message that is confusing about what the church teaches on these things. And that would be my final 2 cents worth.
That's great. Let me put my 2 cents also. From the verse of John 8:11, when Jesus asked the woman, "Anybody condemned you?" She answered, she said, "No, no man, Lord." And Jesus said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more." At the end, thank you very much for this useful discussions. Always it is good to hear each other. Thank you very much for the very civilized and respectable way of dealing with the very sensitive and hot topics. We express our respect and acceptance to all Canadians, regardless by their background, their sexual orientation, or their beliefs, or anything. And this is the Canadian beauty. Thank you very much, my audience, for having with me till this time. And for sure, we will do another debates and discussions about something that touches our daily life. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful good night. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Rick.
Ramy.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.